The Flagship is Gravel Hill. That's the ultimate expression of what we do. The whole idea is that this is a site-specific wine. And few people know, but the Gravel Hill was the first site-specific labeled wine in South Africa in 1995. The vineyard is in a beautiful condition. It's going to live for a very long time. And it's essentially what the French talk about respecting the terroir. So we're tuned into what the site is telling us.
So this specific area on the farm is called the Gravel Hill, or the wine that we produce from here is the Gravel Hill. So this is very shallow soil, and below the soil is lots of clay, and the top layer of the soil is lots of gravel. Like you see in my hand, it's gravel and soil, which make this portion of the farm very unique. And that is why we call it the Gravel Hill. This is a Syrah's vineyard. We've got more than one Syrah's vineyard, but this is planted specifically on this site. Makes a very unique wine. This is a single vineyard wine which we produce here. Lots of detail goes into it. We don't just pick the whole vineyard once. We pick it in different portions, different times, sometimes up to even two weeks apart. And then we make wine from every different portion, giving us more to choose from to get the most beautiful wine that is giving us the best expression of this Gravel Hill. So out of this vineyard there will be, let's say, 3 or 4 different wines, which will then look at which is the best. Should it be blended, should it be kept apart, and then tasting is the important thing of the grape. So that will determine which portion we'll pick when. So the best of the best will go to the Gravel Hill. Yeah. Me and the winemaker, we do the tasting up ahead and decide we're going to pick, and then once we're in the vineyard the day of picking, me and Willie, which is my assistant, we will go through and then we'll decide, which grapes are being picked and then delivered at the cellar. Portions that we pick out in a way stay the same, but it moves sometimes. After 16 years I know where it is, but the day of picking you still rely on your taste to determine where you stop picking and where you start picking. Up to sometimes single vines that you pick out. We often try to predict beforehand which will be the Gravel Hill, and then afterwards we look at who was right and who was wrong. Quite a funny exercise.
This is my favorite wine. It always has been. It's a completely different winemaking philosophy, and the end result is a wine that's often mistaken for something from Hermitage. It's very herbaceous, along with violety characters, and then a spicy and pepper character. And pepper is not a compound we find on stalk at all, so you can often distinguish the wines based on the difference in aromatics. It's very sinewy. It's very there's a lovely tannic grip. It's I recently looked at some 97 Gravel Hill, and the wine's in beautiful condition. So what one needs to keep in mind is that the tannins that are coating my teeth now, they're antioxidants. They're nature's antioxidants, and in wine, they slow down aging. And if you elevate the levels of tannin, which the site has, then you reduce the rate of maturation. So what we see is the Gravel Hill we only sell 5 years from vintage, and I definitely recommend drinking only a decade from vintage. It's the one wine that I run my signature on, because the back label I'm going to use on my tombstone one day. So the story, that'll be my contribution to humanity.